ones during high-speed spinning and then rising with water vapor. After two-step separation process, vapor becomes fluid and flows back while hydrogen gas are diluted. By two blowers to a safety concentration and discharged overboard through a degas pipeline. This very degas technology has been operating in the nuclear industry safety for more than 20 years, which fully satisfies the safety standards of nuclear industry. The advantages of Sunrui Balclor Ballast Water Management System are: side stream electrolysis technology provides the advantages of small installation space and low power consumption, as 1 to 2% of total volume of ballast water is required for electrolyzing purpose, so no change to vessel main pipeline arrangement. Modular design method provides flexible installation options on board, both suitable for new ships and existing ships. Low maintenance cost, as the life of core components could reach up to ship service life. Only disinfectant ballasting process and disinfection is reliable and effective. Suitable for various type of voyage route, include short route. Flexible solutions for fresh brackish water treatment. Sunrui is a highly commercialized company, owns advanced product facilities and assembly workshops, skilled technician and workers, modern management system, could have the production ability of 1,000 units annually. Till now, Balclor BWMS has already been installed and operating in more than 200 vessels, which includes different types of bulk carriers, oil tankers, and containers. Sunrui also has established a comprehensive service network all over the world, over 70 countries and region. Could be able to provide clients convenient, sufficient and reliable services and technical support. Win-win development, benefit the world. Sunrui Marine Environment Engineering Company is now becoming one of the leading world-class companies with its advanced technologies, effective management system, and quality products and services.
So now we go to the presentation. So the presentation will include in 4 parts: the introduction basically of our company, and as well as our benefits of our company, and then of the certificates and our references, and also our operating principles, retrofitting and after-service support. So here is the picture that is our headquarters. Our headquarters is located in Qingdao. Sunrui Company belongs to China Shipping Industry Corporation Limited, which is the largest shipbuilding corporation in China. And our production center is also located in Qingdao. We have a lot of branches offices all in overseas, like in Tokyo, Singapore, Hong Kong, and in Germany. We have the branches offices in overseas to service for the local customers. And also we have the offices in China, in Shanghai area and in Nantong area, as most of the Chinese shipyards within these 2 areas. Sunrui Company was started from 1961, so until now it's already 50 years more history. We start to corrosion control department to service for Chinese Navy. And until about 30 years ago, we have our own technology of the electronic side to make the electronic chlorination system, which is applied on the land base for the nuclear power plants. So until now, basically all the nuclear power plants was equipped with our land-based electronic system. And our Balclor ballast water management system is applying the same principle from our land base, so that we make it suitable and smaller for the shipboard, for the vessel. And the 3 treatment system is as well as in our one part of our area. And we also have the seawater desalination plant to make the seawater to freshwater to do the industry supply. And it already successfully had one in Indonesia, that is one freshwater power plants. And also we do work since we already start settlement anode and ICCP. That is what we do for a very long time to service for Chinese Navy until now. And also we have the exhaust gas treatment technology. We have the ICR system is already pushed to the market, and we'll have our EGR system very soon, scrubber. By the end of this year, we'll push to the market. So for the capacities, in the picture you can see the company as well as our manufacturing line for the Balclor water management system. Before we only had like 100 setup system, but now we're able to produce like 500 setup system. For the long term, depends on the market, we're able to produce like 1,000 setup system every year. So Sunrui Balclor water management system was pushed to the market since 2011, after we are the first one to have the CCS approved certificate. And within very soon, like in 2 years, we basically have the certificate from all of the class society, like the DNV, GL, ILR, BUA, Class NK. And we also the first of the 9 in the world to receive the US Coast Guard EMS certificate by that time. Also ABS, Liberia Electric, and RENA, and we are ongoing and Japanese government approval. And Sunrui, we are the number 4th in the world to receive the USCG Approved certificate. And as we are the number 1 as Asia maker to receive this kind of certificate, and until now we are the only one in Asia to have this certificate. The main point of our certificate is we have no operational limitation on sanitary temperature or holding time. That is what in detail in our certificate. You can check on that. So since we pushed to the market, we had received a lot of orders from our very good label and good names clients, like in Norwegian Frontline Mask Tankers, in American we have Full Mode, and MGM, BWMS, NYK lines. A lot of they are very famous ship owners, so perhaps you will check with them, see how the system works. And from the shipyard, because Sunrui belongs to CSS group, so we get like, how to say, very good support from our own group. But however, in CSIC in South part, we also have very good support, and our products also get a lot of orders from the Korean market as well as in Japanese market, like in Navara and Oshima shipyard, even GMU and Hyundai. Because these two shipyards, they have their own system of the water management system, but they're still buying from us. So until now, Sunrui system have more than 586 in order. That contains like more than 881 system. And we have already delivered more than half of it. And among these of the orders, there is about 103 order of the vessel is retrofit. That contains 133 sets of the system. And we basically had delivery of half of it. And from our principle, this is in the left, the blue one, that is the bus pump. In fact, if you like, this is the bus pipeline. So 100% of the bus pump, 100% of the bus water will come into the filter. And after it, electronic access unit will taking 1 or 2% of the seawater. For example, if you have one pump is like 1,000 cubic per hour, our electronic access unit will take only 12 cubic per hour into electronic access unit. And after degas and after degas and electronic access, we will make sodium hypochlorite and back to the bus beam pipeline, together with the remaining of the bus water to get into the tank to continue to the treatment. With the debussing, when the debussing, there is filter and electronic access will offline. The only neutralization unit will be needed as how to say, start as needed. Depends the situation of the remaining of the sodium hypochlorite still remain in the bus water. So in case we will need neutralization dosing from it, and then it will be required, total treatment will be completed. to meet MOD2 standard. And in our system, there is three major of the components. One is the filter, we call the AFU, picture is like this. And another one is dissipation, that is from our electronic size unit. This is a picture of the electronic size unit. And finally is the naturalization unit. So this is our major components. And here, this is one typical layout of the bulk carriers. And you can see here is two of the bus pipeline, and we equipped with two sets of the bus pipe of the bus water management system. But however, as Sunrui understand, that is a quite common operation. That is vessel only operating one bus pump when they busting and debusting by using two pumps. So in this case, we could only have one of the system to equip to satisfy with that kind of requirement. But also, if you need to treat full capacity of the bus water of the bus pumps, we also could have one of the electronic size unit put in the middle as a central unit and dosing to the starboard and starboard at the same time to as central unit to treat the total bus water. And if there's a public pipeline between these two pumps, two of the bus pumps, we could only have one filter to install in there. So in this case, you will have one bigger system to take care of the total capacity of the bus pump of the whole vessel. And this is a typical layout of the tanker project. In case because our system is like a set stream technology, it means our electronic size unit will be not necessarily installed on the bus main pipeline. Only the filter and the related equipment of the filter will be required to install on the bus main pipeline. So in this case, in the pump room, there is only filter and the starch pump of the filter, and maybe there is one flow meter will installed on the pump room, will be saves a lot of space in pump room. The rest, electronic size unit and the naturalization unit, will be easy to find the location in the engine room. So when the system operating, electronic size unit will take in water directly from the sea chest of the engine room and then dosing back to the pump room. So in this case, there is no water from pump room to engine room. There is only from remain of the water from the engine room to pump room to satisfy the exposure improved type standards. So that is quite unique for Sunrui system, and it's very suitable for the retrofit project, because we understand that for retrofit project, it's very difficult to find one big space in the pump room. For us, there's only filter there, so it's a little bit easier for retrofitting. And the major advantages of our system is we're using a set stream technology to give the very small flow. So that is only 1 or 2% of the total flow from the bus main pipeline. So the small flow gives a very small size. So from our BC3000 to our BC300 to BC3000, the treatment capacity increased 10 times. But however, the volume is only like 3 times bigger. So for the bigger vessel, smaller, it becomes smaller. It's much more suitable for retrofit and suitable for it's more suitable for the bigger vessel. So that means we are a little bit easier to installation because we have so much changes on the bus main pipeline, and a lot of the electronic size unit, instrumentation unit was installed on the engine room. And because our high electronics efficiency, that also gives very low power consumption. And the modular design of our system. For the new building vessels, it's quite easy to find one tiny space to put the system on. But however, for the retrofitting projects, it will be a little bit difficult to find one entire space to put all the system in there. So in this case, for our electronic size unit, we could separate into 3 or 7 parts, and only some cable and pipes connection will be fine enough and able to operation normally. So saves a lot of space for retrofit. And based on some experiments, and we can say that the corrosion control and the coating safety becomes the issue of the owner concern to apply electronic size technology system. But for Sunrui system, we have done our experiment corrosion testing on ground steel and coating steel in natural water and treated seawater. We can see that experimental results show that there is no active effects on corrosion and there is no detrimental effects on the coating system. This is testing was performed during our IMO certificate. However, we also have some of the coating report from two of the very good coating maker, that is HMPL and CMA. This report is not to Sunrui system, but is to all of the electronic science-based system. It says if the corrosion situation is less than 10 ppm, so there will be safety for their coating system. For Sunrui system, we are 7.5 ppm. That is the point of balance we think is able to kill the particles, and there's no damage on the coating in the tank. Another issue will be concerned is for the electronic science-based system will be hydrogen safety. We understand this is a very big issue for the crew and also for the vessel safety. For Sunrui system, we have such of the solution to degas of hydrogens, and this is such solution that same as we apply on the nuclear power plant for land-based system. So we get cyclones. Cyclones is our special design to separate the hydrogen from the water. In this case, 99% of hydrogen will be removed. And we also have two brothers, one in use and one standby, to get enough of the fresh air to make the saturation of the hydrogen gets down. And we have an air pressure detector to say if our brothers working in normal or not. And we also get the hydrogen leakage detector installed on the top of the electrolysis unit to say if there is any hydrogen leak out. We have two levels of alarm to guarantee that the system will be operating normally without any hydrogen leak out. And such a design is accepted by IMO and the Coast Guard, as well as a lot of class like the DNVGL rules page 6 or chapter 7, chapter 1, something like that. And the hydrogen removal rate is higher than 99%. And we also have received several of the reports, is safety evaluation report of our system from DNVGL and LR. And both of these reports says there is no safety risk to use our system. The system is safety for the vessel and for the crew. So we go to the retrofit. And for the retrofit is required by the regulation and by the IMO. Or to with Sunrui, as we have done many of the retrofit projects, we believe that the 5 of this points that need owner concern for the retrofit. Firstly will be the company background. Like Sunrui company, it belongs to CSIC group. We had very strong support from our Chinese state government. And likely because we know there is some of the private company they got bankrupt and there's totally no service to the previous customer that will be damaged to the owner. And also for the price, we Sunrui were able to prefer the very competitive price as we have the USCG certificated system. And for the reference, in here the reference means experiments. It means if you order the system from us and the whole process of the retrofitting process we have done many times, we know some of the issue could happen, some of the problem would be happening, and we had already have a solution for that, and we can prevent from very start. And for the after service, we Sunrui keep continuously to input to our service network and as well as our service teams. And the certificate, basically Sunrui have the certificate basically for all of the class society, and we also have the US Coast Guard certificate. So we basically own the most certificate in the world. So don't worry on the certificate stuff. And for the retrofit timeline, we Sunrui recommend based on our experiments, we start 3D scanning in 8 months before in dry dock. Because the vessel, very firstly, the vessel will need to do the 3D scan to see where is a suitable location to install the system. After that, we can prepare others like the survey report for your vessel. It's like where the system will be going to be installed and how it looks like. This I can show you another picture of one of our retrofit project. And the total process will take like 8 months from